managing high blood pressure, diabetes, and weight problems, every single week I get questions from patients asking, what should I be eating for my health? What should I be eating to lose weight? What should I be eating to control my blood pressure? What should I be eating to control my diabetes? 70% of my job circulates around managing weight problems, diabetes, and high blood pressure. I personally have PCOS, which is a risk factor for diabetes. And another risk factor is that my grandmother had diabetes. So this education is very close to my heart and explains why I'm so passionate about it. It's Monday, November 14, and it is World Diabetes Day. My name is Kila Samina. I am a physician assistant. Let's go into this grocery store and see what we can find. First thing you see when you walk into the store is all this wall of fruit right here. There's so much fruit over here. There's some more fruit over here. So my favorite fruits to eat, which is what I would recommend, for anyone who's trying to improve their health. There's some fresh fruit right here. There's grapes, all kinds of grapes. There's apple. One of my favorites. Oranges. Some pineapple. There's some more fruit all over the store. So this is the produce section of the store, and there's so many variety of fruits. And so this is another one of my favorites that I've been eating a lot. I've been eating a lot of watermelons, cantaloupe, and honeydew. I use lemons to flavor my water. For those people that don't like to drink plain water, use lemons in your water. Sometimes I would do it fresh like that. Sometimes I buy the organic lemon juice at the store, organic with no preservatives in it. Of course, there's bananas like to eat them. And then when you come this way, in the store, we have the organic section of the store, and which moves into the regular produce section of the store. So, personally, there's so much controversies about organic and non-organic vegetables. And it's better to actually eat your vegetables. It doesn't matter whether they're organic or inorganic. I would rather everyone eat some kind of vegetables and fruit than being picky on whether it's organic or non-organic. So the best tip right now is just eat your vegetables and don't worry too much whether it's organic or inorganic. There's so many vegetables at this store, and I happen to like almost everything in the produce section because I try every single thing out. Like right now we have some collard greens here. Everything is my favorite. All vegetables and produce are my favorites. These are mustard greens. I eat them. These are turnip greens. I eat them too. This is kale and mustard greens. And we have red cabbage right here. I eat those as well. And then over here we have potatoes. And there's some onions in the back there. I put onions in like every single one of these vegetables. So onions is one of the number one ingredient to spice up your vegetables. So from this cabbage area, we have all kinds of, there's squash here, there's eggplants, there's Brussels sprouts. Probably like the only thing I don't eat much is turnips and rutabaga, but I have definitely eaten them before. It's not something I go to often, but I do eat them. And then there's of course beetroot, which is great for people who are anemic. They're great on salads. We have nopales. When I lived in Texas and New Mexico, we eat a lot of nopales. So once in a while, if I crave it, I will eat it. So we have peppers, tomatoes, zucchini, and squash, and chicken breasts. And then over here, we have carrots and spinach. We also have celery. So celery is also one of those vegetables that has a very good fragrance, and you can use it to spice up a lot of your vegetables when you cook them. And then up here we have watercress. Watercress is also a favorite. So if you don't know what watercress is, definitely give it a try. And then these are leeks. So leeks is a vegetable that's used more like a spice as well. So you can experiment using leeks when spicing, cooking beans, when cooking stews. Another way to add flavor to your food. Over here we have celery and parsley, and then there's cilantro somewhere here. So these spices, cilantro, parsley, and celery, they're good. They're very fragrant vegetables, and so you could use them when you're cooking any vegetable to bring out the flavoring. Yes, and now we're in the vegan options. So in this section, there is a lot of products, chicken-like products, or things that taste like chicken, not chicken. But to me, what I do see is that a lot of these foods are processed, and you just left the produce section of the store, and I would prefer that most people actually just eat fruits and vegetables the way they come out of the ground, get plucked from the tree or the shrub, and then eating a lot of your processed, pretty much processed produce. And so majority of the vegan options, they're usually soy based. And one thing about soy is a lot of soy is genetically modified. So if you are vegan and you're looking for vegan options, look into fermented soy products because those are healthier for you, and look into non-GMO soy. This grocery store also has an assortment of a salad bar. There's all kinds of salads, but I usually tend to pick these two right here. The Greek salad, because I just feel like it's less creamier and it has more of the lettuce. And then I think I usually get this one as well, the Village Greek salad. So I guess I tend to go for the Greek salad. And then sometimes I'll grab some olives, all kinds of varieties of olives here. And then just a lot more variety of salads and toppings. So this is the fresh juice section in this store. They make these juices fresh every single day. I have tried a couple of them myself and they're very good. So for those people who are too busy to cook at home, you could buy one of these fresh juices or make some by yourself because it's more affordable. And I know fruits usually don't last very long in the stomach. They have a short transit time in the stomach. But adding something like avocados when you blend your juices or make smoothies can just help the food last a little longer and sustain you a little bit longer. And now we just left the produce aisles and we're coming into your meat and dairy section. So for me personally, I eat about 20% animal protein and 80% of my food comes from plants. So here is your animal section. So you can get fish. We have salmon here. Like I eat salmon at least every week, twice a week. Salmon. You have the frozen protein over there. We have pre-made and spiced chicken in the store. Some pre-spiced meats. Some fresh meats. And we also have some processed as well. And then over there, So there you go. And now we come over from the grocery section into the aisles. So in the aisles, you see plenty of shelves, plenty of rows. And so what are these rows? These rows are made up of shelves. And in these shelves, we have all these foods, in cans, sitting on these shelves. And what do you normally hear when you grab canned food? They're talking about the shelf life of the product. So what does it mean, the shelf life of a product? A lot of times, these shelf lives are really long. If you keep some of these canned foods in your house, you come back 10 years from now, it will taste absolutely the same. So what does that mean for your gut? If you buy produce at your home and you let it in the fridge, it will go bad. Max, maybe 2 weeks, a month. But these canned goods, if you leave them at home, they could be there for the next 10 years. So what does that say when you eat them? When we eat canned foods, the longer the food in the cans, the enzymes within the foods, eventually die out. So the food becomes inactivated because of their long shelf life. What does that mean? So for majority of us, the food will stay longer in your stomach. And that is not a very good thing because a lot of people now suffer from constipation. And what does constipation mean? It just means food is staying way too long in your stomach. And that's why when people suffer from constipation, we encourage more fluids, we encourage fruits and vegetables because those have life, right? Because the longer food stays in your stomach, the water comes out of it into the other parts of your body, and then the food stays dry in your intestines, in your colon. So we encourage hydration, we encourage fruits and vegetables because they have enzymes. So if you suffer from constipation, it's better to cut down on processed foods. There's a ton of processed foods. I'm not even gonna start naming them right here because that's a topic for another video. But what you should know is every time you eat any kinds of junk foods, processed foods, so I would rather you get most of your vegetables, frozen or dried because they're better for you and they have less preservatives and they're better for you. With talking about constipation, it's also a risk factor for colon cancer. Personally, I dealt with constipation for a really long time. Well, it's resolved now, but before that, I dealt with constipation for a long time, probably because my diet wasn't the best. Because that was way before I went to PA school and learned about proper ways to eat and nutrition. So I have had to educate myself too about proper ways to eat. And I suffered constipation for over 10 years. And at the height of it, I had constant stomach pain for more than a year. And then my doctor, my gastroenterologist, he started doing more testing because everything I had tried, I had changed my diet, drank more water, ate more vegetables, they put me on medication, nothing was working. And then he had to do a CT scan to see what was going on with me. And when they didn't really find anything, they had to send me for a colonoscopy to see what was going on. And behold, I was 32 years old and I had a precancerous tumor. So, this is very important. So when I talk about, issues like this, a lot of what I talk about on this channel, I have dealt with it. And so it's just me trying to inform you and educate you to do better. Maybe share it with someone who can benefit from this because even though some people do not believe that constipation is a risk factor for colon cancer, it is because the longer food stays in your stomach, it's your stomach walls and your stomach linings, they're being exposed to the toxins in the food, because Your digestive system is the waste elimination system. When food goes into your mouth, your body takes what it needs and it eliminates the rest. So the longer food stays in your stomach that shouldn't be there, that's not good for the tissues around it. So you want to eat the fruits and vegetables because they have a quicker transit time. The food gets what it needs, and whatever it doesn't need gets out of the system. So the transit time for most of the fruits and vegetables is much shorter. And for all these processed foods right here have a very long transit time. So another reason why you should stay away from junk foods and all the junk foods that you eat, and including oily things, because when you add a lot of oils to your vegetables, in fact, oil is a processed food as well. So when you add oil in your healthy vegetables, you increase the transit time of that vegetable. So another reason to cut back on how much oil you're putting in your food. Subscribe. Thank you. Top 5 foods that cause constipation. Number 1, milk and dairy. Apart from the fact that these account for allergic reactions to several people and cause gastrointestinal and skin side effects, they are our number 1 culprit for causing constipation. Number 2, white flour. Foods made with white flour such as white bread, cakes, cookies, funnels, pastries, and pasta are also highly allergenic. They are number 2 on our list for causing constipation. The exception, of course, is foods made with whole grains, which with at least 3 grams of fiber per serving and have a higher amount of protein content. Number 3 on our list is red meat. Even though red meat is a natural food, a lot of people cannot digest red meat properly, so it sits in the stomach and gastrointestinal tract for so long, causing indigestion. There are several reasons why people cannot digest meat proteins in general, and that is a topic for another video. The worst of the meats are processed meat products. These are products with a wide variety of animal parts, such as hamburgers, hot dogs, sausages, links, pepperoni, salami, whole cuts, corned beef, and several others. These processed meats have chemicals and preservatives that I cannot even pronounce, and nitrates, which cause GI side effects for many people, and these can also trigger migraines. Number 4 on our list is alcohol. Alcohol consumption in excess causes dehydration of the GI tract, which reduces the water content in the stool, and when that happens, you lose water through excessive urination, and this may lead to constipation. Number 5, fried foods and fast foods. What do fried foods and fast foods have in common? They have too much oil. Pretty much anything that has too much oil, whether it's fried, baked, boiled, or grilled, has a chance to cause constipation. Even vegetables cooked in too much oil can cause constipation. Oil is a processed food. It is highly caloric, dense, and it increases the transit time of food in the digestive system. Any food that takes too long to go from your mouth through your stomach and your GI tract to a bowel movement can cause constipation. There you have it. Those are the top 5 processed foods that cause constipation. What does that tell you about our number 1 breakfast food? If you suffer from constipation and eat cereals and with cow milk consistently, perhaps read labels and buy higher fiber content cereals, and try substituting milk for soy milk or high non-GMO soy milk and high fiber or high protein oat milk. The best way to cure constipation is drinking 6 to 8 glasses of water or more a day if you're obese. You eat 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables daily, and exercising, as simple walking, can increase muscle contractions that increase the movement of food through your GI tract. I hope you learned something today. Please share with someone who would appreciate this kind of information. Stay tuned and subscribe.